Hello, 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 hello. Hey, friends, if you're here watching this replay, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Svava Brooks, and I like to hang out here on YouTube with my fellow survivor thrivers as we work our way through my book, Releasing Your Authentic Self. And we've been doing so one day, one page at a time. And if you are curious to learn more about my coaching, helping and empowering survivors with the tools that they need to heal and restore, then please visit my website, svavabrooks.com. And feel free to reach out if you're looking for resources. If I don't have said resources, I'm more than happy to share with you or reach out to my community about what you might be looking for. But if you're here with me live today, please say hello. Please let me know that you're here so I can welcome you. As always, when we meet up here, we start with acknowledging where we are at, how are we feeling right here, right now, and then we shift from there. The topic today is one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites. And that is to befriend our bodies. How do we make friends with this body, this home of ours? That, yes, for so many of us is also the most challenging part about the healing journey, is to turn towards it, learn to connect with it, learn to be with the feelings and all that, right? As Bessel van der Kolk says, the body keeps the score, right? The body holds the truth. And so I'm very passionate about empowering people with reconnecting with their bodies. And for myself, it was like the biggest, and I think the biggest hurdle and the most important final connection for me. It's like I was able to take all the things that I'd learned about trauma that I knew I had up here and to really bring it into connection with my heart and embody what I wanted to change. Yeah, kicking and screaming. Hey, Sue, how are you doing, my friend? Those look lovely. Thank you. I'm glad you sent me a quick note. I'm glad you're feeling warm. It's no fun, right, to wake up with no heat. It's I don't know where my phone is here. It's very cold in Portland today. I got my space heater on. I have it directed at me because it was cold today. Hold on. I don't know about you guys, what the temperature is where you are. It is, no, this is not better snuggled in bed. It's frosty. Yeah, it is. This is Iceland weather. It is 39 right now. It's actually warmed up a little bit. It is a bit chilly. I'm looking at Iceland. It's -2 in Iceland right there. So, so I'm glad that you are snuggled in bed. So glad to hear it. You've had lots going on, my friend. You're still posting and sharing with us all the singing that you've been participating in. Lots of events being published. The music, I'm so glad. If there's one way to connect and befriend our bodies, singing, breathing is one of those ways that we can befriend and connect with our bodies. So I know you've been doing lots of singing this year, So I thought today, after we check in, after we see who's here, who needs some support today, and then we are going to talk a little bit about the body and the impact of tension and trauma on our nervous system. And then, excuse me, I'm kicking around my table, trying to get comfortable. And hey, EJ, glad you're here. And then we are also going to talk about, right, the things that we can do. There are things that we can do to work with our bodies and our nervous system. And yes, I know. Yesterday, I teach two groups of TRE right now, going through the 4-week sessions with about 8 people right now. And right, that's the hardest part to really understand, right? We're working with our bodies, we're working with tissues, we're working with our nervous system. It doesn't happen like that, even though so many of us are like, oh, I just want to change now. I want it to happen now. And a big part of it is to create a safety for the body. Like I tell people in the beginning of our TREs, that the body will not tremor if it doesn't feel safe. It does not tremor, like it doesn't relax enough until it feels safe. But when our bodies start to shake, it's when your body is trying to release, it's trying to relax. So it's not the fear itself, it's a reaction to chronic stress, tension, or fear. So Sue says, really struggled today with my extreme reaction to the stress. Guess it was my body because my thoughts were fairly reasonable. Yes. Yeah, I hear you. And that's the other thing, right? Your body doesn't like knock on your door and say, hey, so how do we like to respond to this? How do we like to respond to this? It's part of our autonomic nervous system, right? It happens automatically. And if it's severe, the reaction is intense enough, like if the perception of the body is that this is really unreasonable or scary, right? The faster it happens, and also really pushes our logical mind out of the way. So yes, EJ, it is a full moon tonight, so let's hang on tight for this roller coaster. I don't know about you guys. I think a lot of my clients are very sensitive to the tide, the moon. So I definitely noticed that. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster for sure. And yeah, so doing some mindfulness. I was actually just, as I was sitting here preparing for our call, I try to start my day with a doodle, some mindfulness, and especially wanted to start today. I have a very small book, so I was drawing in my book this morning. And then I was actually stealing markers from my son. He has the best markers. So as I was waiting for the clock here, I was looking through his markers and choosing. You guys know me. These are all flowers. I was looking forward to my, at the end of a busy day, I was going to color. I'm going to show you all the markers that he has. So anybody else want to color or doodle? Hey, Elizabeth, how are you, my friend? See, I think I found the pink. I think pink is going to go onto some of these flowers that I drew earlier today. So We're talking about it's full moon. And the topic today is about befriending our bodies. So, how are you feeling today, my friend? How are you? Glad you are here with us. And I actually really like the term befriending the body because what so many of us feel and notice and struggle with is that when we're trying to change something, what immediately comes up is the resistance. So I really like the term of befriending the body, befriending the resistance, right? Anything that's going on inside of us, like your body is always, always, always doing the best it can. And, but we don't always know how to work with it. Work with it. I hear you, EJ. Elizabeth, she says, I am fine with a mixture of anxiety and hope. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. I hear you. And EJ says, already dealing with resistance and we haven't even started. Well, here's a good idea, perhaps, that we just do practice. Do a little sample of how we can befriend our bodies. Yes, Sue, exactly. It is so easy to get frustrated with the reactions. Exactly. And it's you know, to pay attention, right? To pay attention to those reactions, because those reactions are a nervous system's response, right? When we are frustrated with our nervous system, we are in the nervous system, right? It's like we're in the fight or flight. The frustration is a fight or flight response. So again, the best we can to be curious. Be curious. Curiosity is a very gentle approach. Gentle. I'm curious. I wonder. And the curiosity and the wondering also pulls us from our analytical left side. That's more, active around the worry and risk assessing. And when we start to I wonder, I'm curious, then we tap into the right side of our mind. And even though both of them will have a piece to play here, then when we reframe it that way, and even say, I notice I get so frustrated. I notice how I get frustrated with my body when it responds like this. I wonder what my body needs. And EJ, right? Interesting. I can feel my body already resisting, and I haven't even started. And that is so common. Even today, I just had a call with a woman who was curious to learn about TRE. And, I sat with her, and I invited her to tell me a little bit more about what she was hoping to heal, or how TRE could help her. And she just immediately I'm flustered. I can't barely speak. I'm so anxious. And so we immediately turn towards the body. And I think maybe we can try that here together. This is something I do for me too. This is a practice that I do. And of course, you guys know my hand on my heart. And I'm going to slow down my breath. Yes, EJ, right? It's fight or flight. Some of us can feel the fighting, other ones, we're out of here. We are, I'm not doing this, I'm avoiding this. So the best you can, if you can, I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths. I hear you, EJ. I hear you, my friend. And feel free to use any of your tools, right? Use any of your tools. And you can keep your eyes open or closed, but slowly here, when I feel the warmth on my chest, on my body, I always like to whisper quietly to my resistance or my body, it's okay, sweet friend. I'm not coming here to judge. I'm not coming in to criticize. I'm just coming here to check on you. Because I don't know about you, my body immediately, right, EJ, like you say, the thought of connecting with your body makes your body like, no, I'm out of here. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Right? I don't want you to connect. I don't want you to turn towards me. So your body is responding to that. So then maybe imagine yourself giving yourself some space from the body and befriending it in a way that I hear you, I see you, I feel you. I'm not trying to push you or to do anything you don't want to do. I'm here because I'm curious. I'm here because I'm interested. And just notice, how does your body respond? Do you notice any shift? Notice any shift. And the reason that this practice is a worthy practice, right? To start to place your hand on your heart or to start to turn towards your body in a gentle way is to build on the safety, right? The fear could still be here, but you show up in a kind way. You create that safety by letting your body know, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to criticize. I'm not here to tell you you're doing it wrong or that you're bad. No, I'm simply here just to sit with you. Just curious. Actually curious about what you need, how I can support you. And as I can feel the warmth here, I feel my shoulders relax a little bit. I've been sitting here quite a bit today. It's been a busy day, trying to get all my work done so I can have a break or celebrate the New Year's. Even though we're just at home, right? But coming here to my body, how can you be curious in the fear, right? Think about, right, how, right, the fear that you're experiencing, right? My curiosity around anxiety or fear would be, what is the fear about? What is this fear about? I know I'm feeling fear in my body. I know there's some uncertainty, anxiety in my body, but I'm curious about it because when I look around, I am safe right here in this space right now. So the fear that my body possibly is reacting to is from the past. So helping our bodies to do a reality check, to create the best we can, a present moment, no matter how small or how subtle, right? If we can connect to this moment and to this moment and this moment, and we can comfort our body and let our body know. Interesting. You're responding to what we're talking about. It makes sense that you do. But I'm also here to, right, look around, move your shoulders around a little bit, look over your shoulder, telling the body, we are safe right here. We are safe. And if this fear is from the past, I am here to tell you, I am curious because I would like to start to help you with the overwhelm of this fear, overwhelm of these feelings. And as you turn towards yourself in kindness and connect a small, gentle connection between you and this part of you that is afraid, or your body that holds the tension, right? It's trying to ping something for safety. It's trying to ping something for connection. It's looking for something to co-regulate, right? And just even sitting here listening to me might be helpful. But for you, right, okay, this, right, because the body will respond to a fear, real or imagined, right? Being that it's imagined, that it's from our past, it's in our history. But the fear doesn't know that's not real or in the moment. Only we can do that by reminding it, listen, we're good. I got you. I got you. And just like I was mentioning, I was pulling up a couple of quotes around the body and healing, like Peter Levine, his quote around trauma and healing is, trauma is not what happens to us, but what we hold inside in the absence of an empathic witness. So choosing curiosity and kindness towards our bodies, right? We are becoming the witness. Yes, I hear you, Sue, right? The what if, exactly. I hear you, right? And maybe if that what if is something that was very active for you, a long time ago, then when something does happen that tips us into a bit of an overwhelmed state, right? Because remember, on a good year, we're all here. Right now, we're already much closer to our capacity. Our window of tolerance is much smaller, much, much smaller, right? So my friends Sue and EJ and Elizabeth, there you go, EJ, right? We have maxed out. Yes. Yes. And that's where, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And that's why it's a delicate balance, right? To the uncertainty in the world right now, and we are exploring some healing, which will create a little bit of dysregulated state because we are rocking the boat a little bit. We're stirring the pot. We're asking the body and the mind to make a change. And for a lot of us who have been doing our best just to hold on tight, it creates a little uncertainty. It creates can create fear. Yes, exactly, Sue, right? You couldn't even be in your home today. Your safe space. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, right, but we are working on generating and creating that empathic witness, right? Because and that's been so interesting. The more and more I'm working with the body, is that, and just for myself, it's more and more, it's less about what we're saying, and it's more just about the presence. It's more just about being. And so when we turn towards our bodies, not with any expectations or demand or criticizing or something to do, but just like, I'm just going to sit here with you. I'm just going to be here with you. Nothing needs to be said. Just going to be here. I just want you to know I'm here. Right? And how much that could have helped for many of us growing up, that if we had had a loving presence in our space growing up, not someone that we had to be on guard, like we didn't know when the other shoe was going to fall, we didn't know when the next criticism or judgment was going to come from. And in many ways, I think that is then how we respond to our bodies, or our body responds to us, because it's expecting that from us. Because also for so many of us, that's our inner critic. Our inner critical voice is kind of picks up where we left off. So again, being gentle and safe. So, because what happens, right, when we live in this high alert state, right, when we experience fight or flight, the hormones are being pumped into our nervous system, right? Stress hormones, and our muscles tighten. Our adrenaline goes up, and as our muscles tighten, and we become more sensitive to pain. And so over the long run, right, we become, because we're so tight, things are rigid and uncomfortable. So again, the good news, what we are learning about our nervous system and what helps the body to heal and what helps the nervous system to heal, is when we can get the feel good hormones going, the oxytocin, the muscles relax, it activates the parasympathetic part of our nervous system, and it's from this place that we can rest and digest. Literally, our digestion gets better. When we are in fight or flight, we are, our systems shut down. We don't need to think about food. We're fighting for our lives. It just shuts it off. So activating the oxytocin, the feel-good hormones. It counters what stress does to our bodies. And it also works as a prevention. The more we help our body by practicing, self-compassion, getting those feel-good hormones going, it also helps to repair some of the damage that might have been done. Like, this body lived in a toxic soup for a long time. I had no idea the impact of that. So nice and slow. You probably see me every day. I am very consciously aware now how to help my body heal itself. I'm work in progress too, right? But being aware of my body, being aware of how I'm feeling. And like today, full moon energy. I'm like, yeah, people are a little edgy today. People are a little emotional today. So how am I going to take care of myself? Yes. Beautiful, Sue. Listening to some music helped. And I actually felt my shoulders drop when we started the hand on heart. Yes, beautiful. Excellent, Sue. I am so glad to hear it. It's like, right? When we are here, we're definitely protecting ourselves. We are pulled inwards. And so, and again, another trick to how to intervene. Notice, if we don't notice how our bodies are responding until our shoulders, right, are coming up to our ears, then it's like, oh, wait a minute, I wonder what's going on inside. I wonder why my body feels the need to protect itself like this. And then we come in and start tracking our bodies. Hey, Kashish, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pronounce your name. Kashish. How to connect to the bodies. Well, we've just been talking about that, so welcome, glad you're here. We do that in a gentle way with awareness. We started by taking a couple of deep breaths, turning inwards towards our bodies. And then I recommend placing a hand on our heart, gentle, feel the warmth towards yourself, right? Befriending your body. Good, I'm glad to hear it. To befriend it, to make friends with our home, make friends with this body. Because your body comes fully equipped. Yes, you can, Elizabeth. We feel our feelings, right? We feel our feelings. That is stress relief. But all trauma is experienced, no matter the abuse or trauma, it is experienced in the body. The body responds to it. And so when we can help the body to access the part of the nervous system that helps us to relax after the traumatic event is over, right? Then it can definitely, and that's where, speaking of, I'm a big fan of TRE, as you guys know. When we intervene in the chronic holding, the chronic tension patterns in the body that then feed the mind, right? We're holding tight in fight or flight. That sends the signal to the mind, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. And so when we can come into this moment, right? Like I said, notice my body feels stressed out. My body is very tight. Okay, in this moment, I'm going to look around. I'm safe. I'm okay right here, right now. Okay, I'm not being attacked. But maybe this is old thinking pattern, old fears. And that's where turning towards the body as a friend, be curious, right? Because when we turn towards the body, and if we've been hurt by other people, we may not even trust our own presence to start with. So how can I gently turn towards myself, towards this body, notice where I'm holding the tension, and by gently being present, and then also by activating the tremor mechanism in the body. And that's what I do when I teach people TRE. We activate the tremors, right? Any of you that have dogs or have seen animals, when they get really, especially dogs, you know, they get super excited. And when they're super excited, they start to shake. That is their nervous system pumping, trying to get rid of all the stress hormones that were sent into the system, right? It's like you need to calm down. You need to calm down, right? So the system is literally shaking out the tension and all the hormones, getting it out. So our bodies can do the same thing. From our psoas muscle, we can activate neurogenic tremors that slowly start to travel through the body and release chronic tension. And a few of you have joined me and have learned TRE. I don't know how I would be doing if I didn't have TRE. I shake my body tremors a little bit every single day. And then once a week, I'm working with a practitioner. I'm also getting support because I know this body still has memories, tight tension patterns deep inside, and I make sure that I am being held and supported for when I do that work. Hey, Rob. Hey, friend. So Kashish, if you're interested in learning more, you can visit my website. I both teach TRE in groups and in private sessions. Thank you, Elizabeth. Absolutely. Because I know what I went through as a kid. And so just to show you, this is the psoas muscle, that where we start, where we activate the tremors. We do simple yoga stretches to activate the tremors in the body. And as a result of the tremoring, the body is able to relax and release both day-to-day tension and then old tension patterns. I was going to show you kind of this cycle here. So basically, many of us are stuck in the cycle. The body is stuck in the cycle. I don't want to say you, right? We are stuck in this loop here, right? There's tension in the body, chemicals being pumped into the system, fight or flight. And your body is compulsive, stuck in this loop until we find a way to help the nervous system activate the tremors. It's activated also with the oldest part of our brain, And we're working with the autonomic nervous system. So it is a very simple tool, but very powerful. And obviously there are no quick fixes. Doesn't happen overnight. Over time. So through TRE, can we release trauma? Yes, we can, but it takes time. It takes time. So, and in my 4-week TRE groups, I educate people about, right, the stress response and how our body responds. We talk about the polyvagal theory. I teach you some tools to empower you in working with the ventral vagal part of your nervous system, the traveling, part of our nervous system that helps us to connect. Yeah, Rob, you were playing. Awesome. I love garage band. That's awesome. Are you going to be playing music? Good to see you, Rob. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So another quote that I pulled up, they call the vagus nerve the wanderer. The wanderer. See, the vagus nerve is the farthest reaching and most important nerve in your body for regulating rest and digest. Regulating the rest and digest branch of your nervous system. Befriending this beauty is one of the best gifts that you can give yourself. I can definitely echo that. So just as important as exercise is working with understanding our nervous system and helping it do what it can do. Like I said, for most of us, the fight or flight part, the sympathetic part of our nervous system is so overactive, right? We easily get triggered into that response. So over time, we are working on making that switch, helping the body, instead of immediately being activated by the fight or flight, to come back and activate the ventral vagal, the part of our nervous system that helps us to stay connected and present in the moment. And in this moment, how am I going to respond? How do I want to respond? Right? It also brings us back online here, right? When we get stuck in that worry cycle or in fight or flight, we lose connection with our wisdom. It's okay, Kashish. It's okay. The only way to release trauma from the body, there are a few ways, any somatic practicing, mindfulness, meditation helps. But what I have found to be the most powerful for me has been this tremoring process. So, and the thing is, your body already knows how to do this. Your body already knows how to shake, right? But it's important to learn and to be guided, because most of us carry a lot, and going slow and nice and slow is important until you feel safe enough or you don't feel uncomfortable with the process, because the energy starts to move in your body. And it's important that we learn to stay grounded through the process. So, but it's super helpful, super powerful, and simple. You're welcome. So just visit my, I don't know where are you located? I'm starting a class online. If group class would work for you, I can put in a link right here for you. If a group class works, you can check it out here. Let's see, copy. And if you would prefer a private class, then you can just go to my website and you can find a link there to my calendar. I usually, before our first session, will meet up with you for half an hour just to talk about it and see what concerns you might have and see if I can help you. Yeah, Rob has tried TRE, Sue has tried TRE, EJ has tried TRE. Lots of my people here. That's right. And we also did it when we met up in Texas. So please check it out. So befriending our bodies, right? So the question today, spend some time building a loving relationship with your body. Be comfortable with it, right? Your body's worked so hard to keep you safe and healthy. And then, yeah, notice in what ways you are uncomfortable with your body. Notice how you struggle with connecting it. And you guys know this journey was not fun or pretty for me. It was not. I really did not want to befriend this body because a lot of the experiences I did not want to go back to. And that's what I also love about TRE is that you can release the tension from traumatic experiences without having to talk about them. Because I don't know about you, I had talked a lot about what had happened to me. And I had felt a lot of my feelings, but yet a lot of these chronic patterns were still stuck in my body. So with TRE, I just tremor and my body releases the tension, and then the need to talk about it goes away. I've even had it happen a few times. I've had people, one particular woman that stands out to me, she came to a group that I was doing in Iceland. And into the second session, she came in and she said, you know what? I went home after our first class and I've been having this argument with my husband for weeks. For weeks, we've been arguing about this one thing. And you know what? I came home after the class yesterday and the need to argue about this thing, it was just gone. It was gone. All of a sudden, we're like, yeah, we don't need to fight about this anymore. And that's exactly what happens. A lot of, how we see ourselves and the world is projected because of our tension from the inside, right? We are so much more our biology. And, this tightness makes us show up in the world. Either we're ready to fight or we don't trust anyone and we're ready to run. And so it's hard to connect. It's hard to make close and intimate relationships when you're ready to fight or ready to flee, right? You can feel that. You can sense that. And there's no judgment about it, right? No judgment. But when you know that the tension in your body is feeding your mind, it sends the messages to your mind, and the body is telling the mind there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. And the mind is going, okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And it's not anything that's happening here. It's actually responding to that, right? The loop that I showed you earlier. The body is trying to resolve this loop. And how do we resolve a lot of these loops? we start to track our state. We start to notice how we are feeling in our bodies, right? Our stories follow our state. The stories that we tell ourselves, our thoughts follow our state, how we feel, right? And the original trauma, yes, this chronic holding pattern came from many, many moons ago, but it's still a holding pattern in the body that then snowballs, right? It just winds up getting bigger and tighter, and then continues to feed that story that there's something wrong. And my thinking around feeling there's something wrong for so many years was that I was wrong, I was bad, I was stupid, I was broken. I hear you, friend. Well, I'm glad you're here. You're not alone. You are not alone. And here's the thing, once we can understand how this happens, right? Yep, it's not going to always be easy to intervene or to stop the cycle, but it's more helpful when we understand, oh my goodness, this body is just doing what it's hardwired to do. But if I work on helping it to relax over and over and over again, no, we're safe. What you're thinking is from the past. We are safe now. No, you're not sure. I'm safe. We are safe now. I'm here now. I'm here for you now. I'm looking out for you. I got you, sweet friend. I got you. And like I said, be intentional about dropping our shoulders, pushing them back, stretching our neck. They call this the curiosity nerves or veins. When you're curious, you tilt your head. You're learning, you're connecting with what's being said. Do you notice that sometimes if you're listening to something, when you start to tilt your head? That's a nervous system response. You're open, you're curious, you're learning. And when we are like this, we're not learning so much because we are just defending and protecting ourselves. I think I don't want to put words into your mind, EJ, but I think your body is happy to hear. I think your body is happy to hear. And the sadness too. Yes, reassuring until the overactive nervous response learns to lower the alarm bells. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Right? We are like this close to the tipping point, especially right now, but the more we can work with our nervous system, we can help to bring our baseline further down, expand our window of tolerance, right? So EJ, my friend, just tell your body, I hear you, I feel you, I see you. Now I know, my friend, I hear you. I know you are. I know you are. So be gentle. Your tears are your release tonight. Your tears are your release. Tears are a huge stress release, and it's your truth. It's your truth. If your body is feeling beyond tired, right? Beyond frustrated, beyond sad, I want to heal. I want to feel better. I want to feel connected. Right? If there's any way that suits you to support your body, your nervous system right now. I hear you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. So be curious. I wonder why my body wants to cry. I wonder. Yes, you're right, Rob. Yes, you're absolutely right, Rob. You're absolutely right. And again, right? Knowing that we have our really big highs and really big lows, right? We go up and down like this over time. We hover closer to the baseline, right? And after a while, I stopped like waiting. Things have been good for a while. Something must be about to happen. Things are going to really probably turn rotten here soon, right? And then slowly over time, it's like, no, I'm going to stop waiting for the other shoe to fall. I'm just going to take it one day at a time, one day at a time. Good, Elizabeth. Glad to hear it, my friend. Glad to hear it. I also know that my heart is sending love to all of you. Maybe you're also feeling my love. Exactly. 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 And that's why, right? It's like we don't catch ourselves until after the fact, right? We are basically taken out. We are basically taken offline while the body just goes in and does what it needs to do. It's like, nope, this takes too much energy. We're intervening. This is what you're going to do. So, activating, working with the ventral vagal, understanding why it's important to do it, even though we may not feel it for some days or some weeks. Eventually, you will start to feel the benefits. You will start to feel the benefits. Because if this body can, there is hope for all of us. I say, there is hope for all bodies. All bodies. Just keep going. Slow and steady. Slow and steady, my friends. That is key. That is key. Well, I'm so glad that this has helped a few of you maybe calm down a little bit. Some other ones I have sent even further. I'm just being lighthearted, EJ. I'm thinking about you. Hey, Minnie. I'm glad you're here with us. We're just about to wrap it up here, but I've been thinking about you. I'm so sorry for the loss of your brother. I'm so glad you're here with us. Been thinking about you. Been sending you lots of love. It's been very hard, I know. Must have been very, very hard. Very, very hard. So glad you are here with us. And my friends, as far as our calendar, I just wanted to remind everyone I will not be here on Thursday, but I will be here again next time on the 7th. That is Thursday, January 7th. So mark your calendar. Join us here. when you can for kindness, encouragement, love, and support. And the card that I pulled out for us today, we just got this one recently as well. And the card was, one day she opened her mind to one day she opened her mind to new possibilities. And that's a good thing to remember, my friends, right? Our bodies can change. Our wiring and the connection to our bodies and the connection between our mind and our body can change. Beautiful. Well, I want to wish you all a happy new year, and I'll see you next year. I don't know. I think we have very mixed feelings about this last year and it coming to a close. So, as I've shared with you guys in our closed group, and some of you here already know it, we're changing things up a little bit. I will continue to be here on Thursdays for next year. Will not be able to do this twice a week. My busy schedule does not allow that right now, but it's always a delight to be here with you, and feel free to ask questions about healing. If you're looking for resources, please continue to reach out. You are not alone, my friends. And if you're in my Journey to the Heart group, I will be sharing some more details soon about some additional groups that I'm going to be doing, because I really want to empower you guys with more information about the body, about the nervous system, and how to work with that, because it takes time and encouragement and community. So I look forward to sharing some of that with you soon. All right, sweet friends, again, take really good care. Everyone, I'm so sorry for your loss, Minnie. Please take good care of yourself. Please. I am looking forward to seeing you guys all next time. Take good care, my friends. Good night, everyone.